Good morning. It's the 4th of July, and this is how I choose to celebrate, getting up crazy early in the morning to go for a mountain drive. And I did this drive about 6 weeks ago, and between then and now, I got to go to the New Jersey Motorsports Park and learn a thing or two about how to drive. I'm twice the driver I would say that I am, or I'd say that I was last time I did this drive, and about a quarter of the driver that I need to be. But I figured this would be a good opportunity to see what I've learned about how to drive through some pretty twisty roads when nobody else is up, nobody else is on the road, and you can really get into it a little bit. So this is my beloved E60 BMW M5. It's got a 507 horsepower V10. Just press the N button. All the suspension settings are set up for M dynamic mode. So let's give this a whirl. I had brought 2 GoPro cameras this morning with the intent of filming this better than I did last time. I actually have a new camera that I'm filming on here, but as it turns out, my iPhones are far more practical than the GoPros. The GoPros go through battery life so fast. I charged my GoPro last night, I turned it on this morning, and it was just dead. Okay, so here's the first one, and what I learned on the last drive is that this car's strengths are not through the low speed corners. This car is strongest when we get a little bit higher up the mountain, and it's about a 3,500 foot elevation gain. So in this case, the car's 4,000 pound heft works to its disadvantage, although I'd say it's driving pretty well right now. So here's a major difference that I learned this past week. Keep your hands at 9 and 3 no matter what. In autocross, they taught me how to shuffle my hands. No, keep them at 9 and 3. This line right here tells you when you need to be on the gas. If this thing is at the top middle, you can put your foot on the gas and really juice it, but otherwise, you have to be careful. You also have to be willing to challenge your car, challenge your tires. And an area that I need to improve is I need to learn how to heel and toe. I don't know how to do that. On the track last weekend, in my M3, I was using SMG, which is the electro-hydraulic manual, which is a lot easier to shift when you're at the limit. A lot of people don't like the SMG, and I swear by it. So like I was saying, this 5-liter V10 puts out 507 horsepower, red lines at 8,250 RPM, which is very high for such a big engine. It's an incredible engine, but I think even more incredible about this car are its brakes. Just incredible how responsive they are. A lot of gravel on the road here. Yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable at the limit than I used to be. This is really a good sign. And another thing is to get to know the road, and I'm getting to know this road a lot better. Gotta learn how to heel and toe. On the track, I would be dead if I didn't know how to do that. Endless power from this engine. Wow. Unbelievable. There's no way this translates onto the video, but wow, it's exciting. And by the way, if I make one wrong move, we're going off the cliff. It's a long way down. I don't know why this makes me so happy, but it does. (3,491 feet. Here we are. I think that went a lot faster than the last time. Having shot the video, I realized that you didn't actually see my face in the whole video. I was attempting to capture as much as I could of the road, and I just watched some of the video, and it's pretty good. You certainly do get some sense of the engine noise, you get some sense of the road. The G-forces that you're putting your body in the car through aren't translated. You can't smell the brakes, you can't smell the rubber. That has gotten pretty warmed up from the drive. We're at the summit of this mountain, and I figure I can go ahead and show you. So this is how far we came up. There's a little community down there at the bottom of the mountain. Yeah, that's where we started. It seems like we scaled that in about 9.5 minutes. Like I was saying, it's about 9.5 minutes it took us to get up here. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more, but not a lot of time. We came up at an average rate of speed, which is incredible. And I mean, look at this car. It's a four-door luxury sedan, even though I couldn't care less about the luxury aspect of it. I care a great deal about my family being comfortable in it, and there are 2 car seats in the back. As my kids get older, there will be plenty of legroom for them. I can drive them and their friends around in it. Meanwhile, I have the satisfaction of having a 5-liter V10 up front, and it's just such a great car that it has this dual personality to it. So anyway, I don't have too much more to say other than it's been really great having this car, and I intend to keep it for a very long time. You know, when people ask me, you know, which car I prefer, I have an E46 M3 with the SMG transmission, like I mentioned in the earlier video, and I have this E60 M5 with a 6-speed manual. You know, they're both incredible cars, but for very different reasons. I gained a lot of respect when I was on the track last weekend at the New Jersey Motorsports Park. There was an E60 black M5 just like mine, and I got overtaken by it a few times in my M3, especially in the straights. That 5-liter V10 is just so enormously powerful. And I mean, if you're like me and you watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and you'll hear a lot more knowledgeable people than me talk about the attributes of this car. It's certainly the big displacement, high revving nature of a V10 is reflective of F1 culture at the time, of F1 technology at the time, and times have since changed. I mean, that drive that we just did, the car probably got about 5 miles per gallon. I think the last time I did this, it was 5.1 miles per gallon. Day-to-day driving, it gets about 10, 11, if you're lucky, 12 miles per gallon. On the highway, it gets about 20. We're moving into a time where you can't do that anymore. And all of the major sports car manufacturers recognize that, and they're all going turbo. Even Ferrari, which is all naturally aspirated, is going turbo. BMW the same way. So it's a long way of saying BMW will never make such an insane engine ever again. That it produces over 500 horsepower with no turbo, it's nothing short of miraculous. I mean, what you pay for it is that it gets horrible gas mileage. But man, it's amazing.